Bro, one year I stayed there for 7 months out of the 12.
Oh,
Like,
that's sick.
they kicked me out of school and stuff, just in Texas, wilding out, chilling, you know what I mean? Texas is the place, bro. Like, when you get there, you just chill out, Everything's more laid back.
Damn, I wanted them to be there, but you don't get scared
there.
when you see people walking with those guns just
Bro,
talk
we
there.
have those guns, man. My boys and my cousins, like, we're strapped,
those?
man. Yeah.
Vibes don't lie.
Hi, so here we are back again with Grab the Wheel. This is your host with the most, Josh, and I'm here with my boy Amer at Afzal Realty on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
So basically, Amer is a real estate broker, but a little background on how I know him. I used to work with him back in the day at a company that shall not be named.
Fun times.
I don't even know if they exist anymore. We used
Probably
to
not.
we used to work in the call center.
Yeah.
At those days, and then we left, and then years later I just see he blew up in the real estate scene.
That was what, 3 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago.
2017.
Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah, a while
I was still
ago.
doing sales though, so it's okay, It transitioned
Yeah,
into
yeah,
this career,
exactly.
not
He
too bad.
just went right. I kind of went a different way, but he went right into farms.
Yeah.
You learn call center sales, and then you start selling houses.
All transferable skills.
Exactly. So don't ever look down on your call center job.
Yeah, of course.
But okay, so first things first, why did you pick real estate?
Well, it's a pretty long story. I was in university, second year, and I was trying to figure out what to do as a career afterwards. And during that time, I was seeing my peers, what they ended up doing after they got their degree. They're all working insurance, like random odd jobs here and there. I didn't really want to fall into doing something that I wasn't fully happy with. So what actually happened is one of my childhood best friend, she was getting married in Virginia. So I went to Virginia to her wedding, and her husband that she was getting married to was actually flipping real estate at that time. And I saw him, like how he was living, money was good. I asked him, like, what do I do to get like you one day? He's like, listen, the thing you can do right now when you get back to Toronto, enroll in real estate college and become a realtor.
Oh, so you actually went to college for it?
You have to, yeah.
Oh,
to become a real estate agent, you have to do 5 courses to actually get your license, and then you have to do like articling courses after, but you're like follow-ups.
So to flip houses, you need that license?
You need that license to be a legally registered agent, yeah. You have to.
And so when did you realize that it was the right career choice compared to like engineering and stuff?
When I saw the first check, to be honest. That's the time.
Wait, so what's one of the biggest challenges for a real estate agent?
Man, it's hard. It's a hard career, very challenging. You get tested every day. Like when I first started, when I was in school, I thought I'm gonna get my license. I'm gonna become a big shot right away. Everyone's gonna come give me business. I thought my family's gonna call me every day to sell their house, buy this, buy that. But the actual reality was that no one is gonna give you anything. You have to go out there and get it. So I just started grinding, calling people, like working my sphere. It's called a sphere of influence, like people around you, because that's
It's called a what?
A sphere of influence.
Spear?
A sphere, like a
sphere.
yeah. So you're supposed to like network within your network first, and that's how you like generate business. And luckily, like my mom taught me how to network pretty well. So I was meeting a lot of people always, and a lot of those people, like my friends and clients, like they all like I was able to do transactions. They entrusted me with their investments. And like thankfully, like everything I've sold so far to people, like they've done pretty well on it,
The big question that obviously the main thing about real estate, what's the process you have to go through to like
Process to become an agent or process
No.
as a buyer?
You talked about how to become an agent, but as a buyer, so what do you need to do? Like way before you even buy a house, until you get to the process where you're a property owner. So what's that process?
Number one thing is, as you know, we live in Canada. Credit is like you're worth what your credit score is. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay,
so the main thing is to be responsible with debt. debt is a scary thing. Like the thing they never taught us in school is if you get a credit card, like you're supposed to only use 30% utilization, pay it off every month, right? But what we do, like people will take it, max it out, leave it. You're paying like 20% interest every month. That's not the way. That's how they get you trapped in there, you know? That's how you make bad financial decisions going forward. So main thing is credit. Make sure you're not over leveraged, you're not in debt. Pay off your cards, pay off your line of credits. Don't finance a car before you're gonna buy a house. That's the main thing.
Oh, I did that.
And it's okay. Pay that down, we'll get to it. But basically, you gotta work on your credit. Income's a big thing here. You need sufficient income to support the mortgage, or at least show the lender that you have the capability of paying your mortgage. So first step, get your credit right. Save up a down payment. Right now, like we're millennials, average house in Toronto is $1.2 million. 20% down is what, like $240,000. Do we have $240,000 right now? Like that may not be the case. So what we can do, ask our parents for money, borrow equity from previous properties. That's how like millennials are getting into real estate now, by borrowing like generational wealth or borrowing money from their families as the first down payment. And the thing is, it's like a ballooning effect. When you get into the first house, it appreciates, it makes you money. So further down the line, you can do more with that money. You know what I mean? Like let's say I have equity in this house, right? You can actually borrow money against your house to buy another house, invest in a business, do all those things. So buying a house will set you up for your future.
Wait, so how does, like people do zero, like the zero down?
Yeah.
So, okay, so, my question is basically based off like, how you said like you have to borrow equity, but if your family doesn't have that equity, especially for like immigrants, a lot of immigrants go towards the zero down payment thing. So
zero down payment is not really a thing anymore. What you can do is put down 5% and get a mortgage from the CMHC, which is the Canadian Mortgage Housing Corporation. So it's called the high ratio mortgage. You have to pay an insurance premium on the default of that mortgage. So in case you can't pay, it needs to be insured. So those are that's the downside of not putting in 20%. So if you put less than 20%, you need the CMHC default insurance on your mortgage. But that's a great way for someone to get into their first house, right? You put 5% down, get qualified, get a CMHC mortgage, and get your foot in the door.
Do a lot of people get in that way, or
100%?
Most people put in.
One of my goals was to get my mom a house. So earlier, a couple months ago, we bought a house with 10% down, and that's CMHC insurance. So we had to pay like $13,000 in insurance, but that's better than us not being able to buy a house. You know what I mean? So now at least we have that financial security where we have a house that we can go to. My mom has a house. You know what I mean?
So how difficult is it to get someone to sign off, like from when they come to you guys to want the house and then to like completing the house?
Oh man, it's you get into a lot of funny situations in real estate. Like you think like, man, I'll do we'll do a showing. I'm like, okay, I'm already calculating my commission on this house. It's done deal. Next day they call me like, oh, my dad doesn't like the house, or like a lot of things go south. But like the main thing is to build trust and rapport with your client or friend. And if they trust you, like they won't doubt anything you tell them, especially if like my intentions are good and they can see that, like I know I could close them. You know what I mean? And my intention is not even to close. My intention is to make sure they get like in a better financial situation in the future because of what they're about to buy now. You know what I mean?
Okay, so give me a list of like common myths about the house.
The 0% down is one of them. You can't. I don't think you can buy a house. Yeah.
Okay, the thing is like I know people who've bought houses. Well, not in Toronto, but in other Canadian cities with 0%.
When it's cheaper, it's easier. Yeah.
Oh, so in Toronto, it's like
it's just hard because you have to think of it this way. If you don't put down payment, you're borrowing the whole amount to finance the place, right? So if you put in a down payment, your mortgage payment's going to be less, and at least you have some equity in the house, which is like a safety net, right? If you're putting 0%, the whole house is
a rental.
Is financed from the bank. And also, like, you don't have a safety net. Like, what if you can't make the payment, man? Like, you can't even sell and get the money out because your interest is going to be more than
what would happen there? Foreclosure?
Foreclosure, yeah. Foreclosure, wow. And then you're screwed, right? Your credit's bad. Like, you're not going to be able to buy a house for the foreseeable future again, or a property, whatever.
Okay, wait. So what are other myths? Like it's impossible to buy a house.
That's the thing. People think it's impossible, man. But one of my clients this year, like this guy worked 2 jobs. He literally saved every penny he could, and he came up with like $120,000 down. You know, like he had like savings before, but this guy literally saved every penny, like lived like minimal as he could, and he ended up purchasing a place. And since he bought his place, it's already gone up like 50K in value. So, you know what I mean? The sacrifice now is worth it in the long term. You know, especially if you have goals where you want to be financially secure, you want to have the option to do what you want to do and stuff. Like real estate, that's why I got into real estate. I believe real estate is a vehicle for me to get to financial freedom. You know, like my goal is to accumulate enough rentals where the cash flow from those every month can pay my bills and
Pay everything, word.
you know, that I can choose to work. You know what I mean?
Okay, wait. So, what would your advice be to people with like low credit?
First,
Wait, actually, that's a 2-part question. People with low credit and people who are in a lot of debt
so main things
to get to buying a house.
So debt consolidation would be the main thing. So it's a way for you to balloon all your debt into one place. So we have balance transfer credit cards in Canada where you can transfer your debt from other credit cards into one credit card and you don't pay interest on that for 6 or 7 months. Because credit card debt is the worst type of debt you can have. Line of credits are better, a loan is better. Because credit card, you pay very high interest. So if you keep that balance and you're making minimum payments, you're fighting an uphill battle because every month, like you're adding interest, and your payments, like not even making a dent in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So debt consolidation is the number one thing. Get your debt into one place if possible. Get one big loan, put all your debt on there, and focus on paying that down as fast as you can. Yeah.
And then for people with low credit, like how do you
Low credit? That's the main thing. Like pay off your credit cards, whatever you may have. OSAP or student loans are okay. It's not the best, obviously, but what are we supposed to do? You know what I mean? But credit cards for sure.
Do student loans affect credit as much?
It does, because when you get a mortgage, they look at your ratio. They look at your debt to value ratio, right? So when you, like, let's say you have this much debt, but you need, like, this is the value of the home. If your ratio is bad, like, you're going to look unfavorable to the lender.
Wait, so what affects credit the most? Like, is there ever a situation where, like, you can focus on paying this off, but, like, put this one thing on the back and, like, your credit cards maybe on your car loan, and then put the student loan on the back end or pay the student loan?
Loans, the thing is, it's very less interest, right? So you can make minimum payments on that. That's okay. But your credit cards, you should try to make lump sum payments and pay it down as fast as possible.
So credit cards is the most important thing.
And if you don't know how to use it, like I have 10 credit cards, but I use it responsibility.
You have 10 credit cards?
10 credit cards.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I have like one, and like you know.
No, that's the thing. And you should. The main thing, let's say you have $1,000 limit in your credit card, you should be only using 30%. So that would be $300 on a $1,000 credit card, and you should pay it off every month. Because when a lender looks at you and they see this guy has access to $1,000, but he's only using $300, then they'll give you financing. You know what I mean?
Because they feel like
if it looks like you need the money, they're not gonna give it to you. But if it looks like you don't need it, they'll give you the financing. Yeah.
So less about real estate, more about personal life. What's like some of your hobbies?
Some of my hobbies. I'm into cars. This is another reason why I'm in real estate. I want nice cars in the future.
I know he's into cars.
I like houses. I like nice property. Personal life, you know, I'm just enjoying right now. Obviously, we're in the middle of one of the worst pandemics, you know, so it's hard to socialize the way we're normally used to. So just gotta stay safe, you know, just go on with life, keep enjoying. Like a big thing during this pandemic was like a lot of mental health is getting affected.
Word.
So like meditation's important. Like
you meditate a lot?
I meditate every day. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's sick.
Have you heard of Wim Hof?
Of who?
Wim Hof, the Iceman.
I know who the Iceman is.
The Iceman, yeah. That I do his meditation. And his meditation is you do like you do 30 deep breaths in and out, and then you exhale everything, and then you hold your breath for a minute without oxygen in your lungs. And when you're like exhaled and you're just like in your head, that's like a very like you get to a deep state. You know what I mean? I'll send it to you after.
I'm gonna try that because I use that Calm app, but like
Calm is good. Calm is good.
Oh, you actually use it?
I used Calm before, but they make you like there's
you
keep asking me for money. I don't want to go on YouTube. You know.
the thing is like I paid the 1 year thing and then like I forgot. No, I mean I forgot to cancel it. They charged me for 1 year. I'm like might as well use it.
Yeah, got you. No, but meditation is key, man. And this guy, Wim Hof, like ever since I discovered him, my life has changed a little bit because he also preaches like cold exposure. like ice baths. I take cold showers now. Like it's there's a lot of health benefits to it.
Oh, say word. That's sick.
Yeah.
So
So
you
I'm trying to jump in the lake this winter. Hopefully, that's the plan.
Jump in the lake?
I'm trying to go in the lake for
This
it's called a
guy's
polar
crazy.
plunge. I'm trying like that's the next step in this Wim Hof journey. You know, I'm trying.
Oh, so you've been doing the whole thing
I've been doing the meditation, but like the main like this guy in I don't know where he's from, Germany or something. He has like a big refrigerator in his house, man. This guy just goes chills in the refrigerator. He has an ice bath. He starts his morning by jumping.
Wait, what? Okay, what does the ice do? I know people say
you know
cold
how
showers is
athletes
good
say
for you.
cold baths
Yeah,
and stuff?
what is that
There's
for?
a lot of benefits to your health, like in terms of healing, like helping your body fight toxins and stuff. Like this guy, they injected him and two of his disciples with Ebola, not Ebola, some sort of disease. And this guy beat it just by breathing through it, you know. And scientists couldn't figure out what this guy is like. They thought he's cap, you know what I mean? And then they actually hooked him up to test him, and they're seeing like there's actually like a lot of health benefits to this.
Oh, say word.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Wait, so I know you play a lot of golf. What does golf do? Like
Man.
when did that start? Because when I knew you before, you never played
Dude,
golf.
ever since I was born, my dad played golf every single day. Like this guy would play. So if there's 365 days in a year, he'll probably play like 400 rounds, if not more. So when we'd go on vacations, this guy was just playing golf. I mean, my mom were just chilling, you know. So I feel like that kind of turned me off from golf for my whole life. Like I had the opportunities to get into it, but I didn't necessarily take action. And this year, one of my friends, Hussein, he just really got into golf. And my dad actually like completely stopped playing. So he gave his clubs to me and my brother. And then I started, like, I played one round and I got hooked, man. Like, I think I picked it up in September. I played one round of golf every 3 days.
Yeah, I see.
And golf's not cheap, man.
I
You
see
know, golf's not cheap.
I see your Instagram stories
Yeah.
throughout the summer, like
Yeah,
every
man.
other day.
I started playing only in September. So it's like, I only played
Wait,
one
in
month.
September?
Yeah.
I
didn't play the rest
thought
of
it
the
was
year.
like the whole.
Nah, I didn't, man. It
Oh,
was,
sick.
it was getting cold when I started. So now I'm just like, bro, I'm hooked, man. I bought my own golf set now. I go to the simulator. You know what I mean? So now,
Yo, one day you have to get you on a friendly golf
I got you,
tournament
bro. I got
with
you.
whoever else is going to
I
be
got
on the
you.
interview.
I got you. Whoever's down to play, I'm down to play. Man.
We'll
Like
be on
I'm not good, you know, but I'm getting there. Hopefully, one day I want to play. decent.
I'll learn it. I'm planning on
Man,
learning that soon.
Honestly,
man.
most challenging thing I've ever done, bro.
Really?
The hitting that ball with that stick is not easy, man. Like,
Is it the same as mini golf or?
Nah, not even. Mini golf's just putting, right?
Yeah,
Putting
yeah.
is the main part of the game, but getting the ball there is hard, man.
Oh,
The
word.
ball there is mad hard.
What's your next move?
What's my next move, man? It's hard. I have like, I set big goals for myself. I try to break them down into littler achievements. So buying more property, eventually buying property in the States. I love Texas. Hopefully,
That's my goal
gonna move
to
there one
go
day.
to
Yeah,
Texas.
we'll move to Texas, shoot some guns and shit. You know, have fun time. It's very honestly, man. Texas is like when you get there, it's a laid back lifestyle. You know,
been
here
there?
we're always yeah. I go to Texas every year, man.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, I have family there. So like ever since 2008, I've been going there, bro. One year I stayed there for 7 months out of the 12.
Oh,
Like
that's sick.
they kicked me out of school and stuff, you know, just in Texas, wilding out, chilling, you know what I mean? Texas is the place, bro. Like the when you get there, you just chill out, you know. Everything's more laid back.
Damn, I wouldn't want to be there. But you don't
culture
get scared
there.
when you see people walking with those guns just
Bro,
talk
we
there.
have those guns, man. My boys and my cousins, like we're
They have
strapped,
those?
man. Yeah.
Oh,
We have
shit.
snipers, shotguns, pistols, ARs, everything, man.
Damn.
That's
so-
the thing. If
so-
you, that's why people don't mess with people over there. Because if you do, you're gonna get shot, man, or you're gonna go to war. You know. Call
So
of
like
Duty
people,
style.
people they just you don't cross anyone.
You don't cross anyone, bro, because you have concealed carry and stuff. Like you can go to a university lecture with a gun that no one else can see. You know what I mean? Like anyone can be strapped. Like, you don't want to rub people the wrong way because you might get shot. So
You could shoot people on the street too, actually, right? Can you?
self
Or-
defense,
Yeah.
You can shoot people. Yeah, it's honestly like guns. As long as it's done in a safe manner, it's a lot of fun. It's an enjoyable time going to the range, target practice. You know, I'm a pretty good shooter. It's not
really?
bad. I think that's another problem we have in Toronto. Like most of these guys that have guns, like they don't know how to shoot. And that's why we get so many like innocent
Or
bystanders that
like
get shot
strays
and
and stuff.
Yeah, because they get like all these guns are obviously illegal, right? So like they don't have practice in shooting them and stuff. So that's
So
unfortunately.
you know, you and your people know how to shoot.
We get the practice in, you know. We shoot sometimes, yeah.
Gee,
As soon as I land, my cousin hands me the Glock, you know. Just chilling. Yeah.
So you're a dangerous dude, or you just like?
No, it's just fun, you know, to have that there. Like obviously, like I said, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. Like you can't like. Obviously, there are a lot of bad byproducts that happen because of guns and stuff. But
where do you stand on gun control?
Oh man, we're gonna get into this right now.
We don't have to get into it.
Gun control. The thing is, because we have such strict gun control here, I believe that is why we have such a like illicit black market for guns and stuff. Like if it was legal, it would be more regulated.
Yeah. 100%.
But then at the same time, I can say this. But then people in the States, like school shooters and stuff, like they take their parents' guns and they'll shoot up. So I don't think there's exactly a right and wrong in this topic. Like it's about you got to enforce it properly. You know what I mean? Like if you're giving a gun to a guy, like he better be screened properly. You know what I mean? That's something in the States that they don't unfortunately do well enough, I believe. You know what I mean?
But do you think a place like Texas, where they already have guns? Because me personally, I think like, I'm from South Africa where gun control, I don't even think.
Oh no way! You're from South Africa.
Yeah,
Okay, that's sick.
I grew up there.
Okay.
So gun control or no, it doesn't really matter.
People have it. That's the thing.
It's everywhere.
That's the thing. Yeah.
So I feel like if you put control on guns, then people who can get legally access, like start being in danger. So do you think that's a thing? Like in a place like Texas, if they get rid of guns?
In that situation, it would be, because then you wouldn't have the means to protect yourself, right? If it came down to that. So, of course, like, if you're not in a mental state or you're not physically able to keep a gun, you definitely shouldn't, right? But then at the same time, like, you shouldn't put yourself in those positions where you might get shot or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, here in Toronto, you don't know who has a gun. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Anyone can have it. Like, you see these kids with side bags, like, who knows what's in there? You know what I mean? It's scary. Like you gotta look out when you're around. And
but over there, you just assume everyone has.
You just assume everyone has a gun, and you have one yourself. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like everyone's like, bro. My one of my boys, Amer, he has an Escalade, and the Escalade has like a thing. Where it just pops up, and he has like a little revolver in there, and that thing has recoil, bro. It just slaps your neck. And they're like the with your car, it's called the castle law. So your car is an extension of your property, so you're allowed to have guns in your car. Even if you don't have a license, you can have the gun in your car. In your car. Like my cousin has a setup where
can you have it on you? Yeah, right.
You need a concealed carry license to do that. You can have it on you, but you can leave it in your car.
But there's certain states you can do open carry, right?
You can do open carry, yeah, but you need a license.
In Texas, you can do open carry too?
You need a license. Yeah. You can walk around with the AR. No one's even gonna look at you twice, man.
Yeah, that guy Rittenhouse and his boys, they were just walking with it, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't even want to get into that. I don't even know what's right or what's wrong in that situation, so I don't want to speak on something that I'm not fully informed on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Me neither. I mean, think like, you know, but we won't get into that case. Anything else you want to talk about, like about the house? You want to tell people anything?
So thank you to Zamal and Farida, the Royal Pillars team, ALBION Building Consultants, for letting us shoot this in this beautiful house. They do a lot of building in the Scarborough area. I would like to say they're the #1 custom home builder in Scarborough, but I don't know the exact numbers, but they are up there. If you're looking for a home that's not on the market or ready in the future, they have a lot of projects. I think they're going to build like 50-something homes next year. So I have access to those if you want to buy a house without the competition in the Toronto market. You know, it's a great way to get into the market, and you get a beautiful custom home.
Also, if you're going to get a home, hit up my boy Afzal Realty, AFZAL Realty. We're going to plug it in wherever, somewhere in this video.
Always ready, always working. I'm motivated to get you what you need.
But yeah, again, this is Grab the Wheel with my boy. Respect for your time.
Of course, bro. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we'll check you for the next one.
Have a good one. Yeah.
Bless up.
You were good?